Definitely. I feel like I have 2 of these open. That's causing an echo. Why do I have 2 open? Guest. I'm removing a guest. It's weird when you're a guest in your own thing and there's 2 of you. So, hey, man, it's about time that this happened where I would show up late to my own show. I could see that. Janet E. Johnson and I have been doing podcasts together since 2014, and I tried to optimize the play I use for that show, which was hurry up, take a shower, get ready, get cleaned up, and get on camera. And sometimes I have the exact same result, showing up 4 minutes late. So it's me. What can I tell you? I'd like it to be different, but it's not. So, exciting news. We are almost done with the 5 pillars of a life well lived. In fact, today we're going to talk about physical wellness, and that is technically it's the third pillar when I do the talk, but for whatever reason for this iteration, it's the fifth pillar. So it's the last one, which means starting next week, we're moving into a whole new set of programming. And I just decided this morning that that programming is going to be based on the new book that I have coming out. Seems fitting, right? Let's do a couple of live broadcasts about that book. I've actually done a few of them on Facebook already. So flip it over, do them here for a little bit. Excited about that. So next Tuesday, February 14th, Valentine's Day, we'll be talking about this new book that is slated to release on March 2nd. Why March 2nd? Well, because it's it's Worldwide Teen Mental Wellness Day. And it seems appropriate because that's kind of what the book is about. How do we get mentally fit, make better decisions, and be real clear on what we care about, what matters most. So I'm excited about that. That'll come up February 14th. I'll probably talk about the origin story on the 14th and why the book exists. I'll move into some of the content on the book on the 21st. The 28th, we'll talk a little bit more about it, would be my guess. And then, boom, it'll be like out 2 days later, which is crazy. Crazy. Yeah. So, anyway, that's exciting, and that's what's coming up next. But stay tuned right now because I'm about to present my screen. I'm going to go into physical wellness and what that can look like for us and how we can get significantly better at it. So, without further ado, let me flip over here. Let me share this whole deal with you, and we'll go. We'll go. It'll be easier if I push the right buttons. I did not make the time to readjust the slide to add the cooler elements of my logo and branding. So you're looking at my old logo and my old color. As you can see up in the upper right-hand corner, this deck is a couple of years old since it's 2020. All right, so we talked about the 5 pillars. Well, we talked about 4 of them. The first one we got into was relationships. And the major lesson in that was the most important relationship you have is the relationship you have with you. So take care of that one. And then the rest of the talk is, not the relationship piece, but the rest of the whole deck and the rest of the whole presentation is about how to make sure you're doing well there. We talk about other relationships too, like your relationship to your community, your friends, your family, your coworkers, the environment itself. Then we moved into mindset, right? Being mentally strong, oddly enough, what the book is about. And there are some really good lessons there. Last week, well, I shouldn't say last week because 2 weeks ago we talked about financial wellness, although it might have been spiritual wellness, right? Whatever you believe is, somewhat bigger than you in your world. A lot of people call it God. Some people call it the universe. Some people call it source. My people call it the great spirit. Whatever, man, whatever you believe in that makes that gorgeous sun rise, this earth spin, and the world continue forward. And then last week we talked about financial wellness, and I used the joke that my money is lazy. I need my money to go out, make more friends, and bring those friends back, right? That's what we want to really be doing. We want our money working for us as opposed to us working for our money. So those were the first four. And then this one is all about physical wellness. So let's dive in, shall we? Uh, One of the things I talk about in the book is the importance of breath, right? And the idea that we can change our state of being just by how we breathe. And so it's an interesting way to change consciousness. And it's simple and it's fast and it's effective, and you carry it with you all day, every day. Your ability to just change how long you inhale, how long you hold that breath, and how long you exhale. And so a real simple metric is 4-8-4, right? Inhale for 4 counts, hold it for 8 counts, exhale for 4 counts. And if you do that 5 or 6 times, you'll start to feel a complete release in your body. It changes your energy, it changes your consciousness, as I mentioned. It relieves tension and pressure. It helps with stress and anxiety. So, it's yoga is now a fashionable fitness thing. Um, but at the core, yoga is about breathing. It's not about twisting yourself into a pretzel. It's about focusing on your breath, which is why every yoga instructor reminds you to breathe. Fun fact: cigarette smoking isn't as addictive just because the nicotine. It's addictive because we change the way we breathe when we smoke cigarettes. I know you didn't know that. See, you tune in to Trybean Tuesdays and you learn new stuff. All right. Water is an important and an essential element. I'm not a paid spokesman for Owala, but I would be. I would take their money, or I would tell you about this fabulous cup without taking their money because it's that good. Look, it's got a straw, little sippy thing, and a pour hole. Whew, I love this thing. My daughter got this for my birthday last November. It's 32 ounces. So if I pump in, 3.5 of these a day, I'm at half my body weight, which means my body weight is too high. Dang it. I want, I don't know that I'd ever be comfortable at double 96, which is 192 pounds. But allegedly, that's what my weight should be. Actually, it should be less than that, which is absurd. I'm 6'1", man. But anyway, even if you're drinking 10 ounces of water now, double it, move to 20, right? Get up to 50 ounces a day, and you'll start to feel better. Your system will work better. It's a good cleaning agent. Water is the essence of life, people. That's why it's in the new logo. Part of the reason, anyway. Fruits, veggies, all that good stuff. This is a slide that reminds us that what we put in our mouth, what we put in our face, is more important than the physical activity we do, especially as we age. When you're younger, obviously your metabolism runs higher. You can eat like a cow and never see any effects. As you age, in let's call it 30s, that changes a lot. You go from I can eat the waffles and the onion rings and not worry a thing about it to, oh my God, I had a piece of lettuce and I gained 2 pounds. So it's important to be mindful of what we're shoveling in our face. And you've heard the recommendation that the outside perimeter of the grocery store is where you want to spend time, trying to avoid processed foods and stuff with a lot of additives and preservatives. So, nature did a really good job of trying to make sure we were physically healthy. And then industry did a really good job, and government compliance trying to make sure that we're less so. It's not a conspiracy theory. That's just a fact. All right. Good stuff. I like this idea, right? Because a lot of people make excuses to not go to the gym, right? It's time, it's too far away. I don't have the things to wear. I get embarrassed working out in front of people. Whatever your lame reason is, whatever my lame reason is, it's BS, because we can do things at home right now that are going to change the trajectory of our body. I just stepped off the scale like literally 7 minutes ago. And there's a picture in my phone from June, and it's the same scale with the same feet on it, by feet, and it says 221. And 221 is a little bit higher than I want to be. I'd like to be under 215, right at that mark anyway. And so 221 should have been a warning that things are trending in the wrong direction. When I stepped on the scale today, it said 234, which is obviously much higher than 221. So I got work to do in this whole physical piece. And it's going to start with the what I put in my food, and a really, really important thing to talk about, not what I put in my food, but what I put in my mouth. Um, when it comes to looking at the ingredients on the side of the box, the number one thing we should be looking at isn't, calories or sugar or carbs. It's portion, serving size, people. And so I got to work on that. And I got to work on this. A few years ago, I got challenged by Z's to do a push up contest, right? And I said my goal was to do 5,300 in a 90-day plan, or 5,200 because I was turning 52. So I guess it was just a few months ago. It was 5,100. Whatever. Who cares? You don't care. Why should I care? 5,100 because it was a year plus. And so I did that 3-month thing, and I hit 20,000 push-ups in 3 months. And so I took some time off last year. Didn't work out as much as I have previously, hence the extra 13 pounds of baggage. Definitely wasn't watching what I was putting in my mouth during that time. And so I went back to doing push-ups. In January, I hit 3,000, and my goal is to get over 4,000 this month in February. So well on my way. But mountain climbers, lunges, push-ups, all these things will help you feel better, have your clothes fit better, have you look better, which will build your confidence, which means you'll show up better. Can't ask for much more than better, can we? I mean, perfect is weird, right? Because whose perfection do we go for? Yours, hers, his, mine? It's all different. Better, it's continual, it's improvement. We like that. So, speaking of yoga and stretching and just ideas to move your body, because your body is designed to move. We spend too much time sitting at desks staring at computers like I'm doing right now. So, stretching and just loosening those muscles is very, very helpful. So, I like that idea. And then this is one that I work on constantly. I have very bad sleep habits in that I tend to stay up too late and get up a little too early. And, I'll operate on 5 or 6 hours of sleep a couple of nights a week. I'll operate on 8.5 hours of sleep a couple of nights a week. So it's very, very interesting. This year, I've been much better at going to bed before midnight, which is a huge accomplishment, and then getting up before 7:30, which is not an accomplishment, but it's still better than 8:15. So I'm working on this. I would like to get in the habit of being in bed by 11, being up by 7. So that's what I'm working on. But you need to figure out what works for you and how you can respect your sleep cycle and make sure that you're getting enough of it. I read an interesting story about Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos closes up shop at 5 p.m. and goes home and has dinner and hangs out with his family. And then he goes to bed and he sleeps 7 or 8 hours a night. And there was a period of time when he was the wealthiest man on the planet. There was a shorter period of time when he was the wealthiest man in outer space. But I found that fascinating that a guy can run a gazillion-dollar empire and leave work at 5 o'clock. I know he's got other people doing other things. I get that. So does Elon Musk. And Elon Musk works 16 to 18 hours a day. So it's about choices and how we deal with things, right? So choose to sleep better. Um, this is advice for all the men my age. We're not really good about going to see the doctor, right? We're not good about that baseline physical. We're certainly not good about part of that baseline physical, and the rest of it. We'll tough it out. We'll pull ourselves up by the boots. We'll rub some dirt on it, whatever the case may be. But your doctor can actually help. I'm not a big fan of prescriptions. I don't take any. I've really never taken any for longer than 10 days to clear up something. Um, but, be mindful of what they offer, but also check in. They're there to help. I'm a fan of chiropractors and holistic medicine, Eastern philosophy from that perspective as well. I like that stuff, and I don't feel like it's as profit driven as maybe some of our current medical situation is. Anybody else think our current medical situation may be a little too profit driven? I'm not saying healthcare should be free. I'm not saying it's a right, but I'm saying that there's a significantly better way to do it than what we do here in the United States today. I don't have an answer. I'm not here for that. I am not in that world. Hey, look at this. I don't know what this page is, but some of this stuff is interesting and old. And this is what 2020 looked like, I guess. I was doing some work with a company called Assemble that changed its name recently. I still do work with PKIG, great insurance company. And Trybean.com, still the best way to find me and to connect with me. So there's that. And now we're in part 4, finance. So we've done that one. I wanted to get through this quickly because I started late, and if you start late, you can't really end on time. So needed to be mindful of that. And here we are, people. I'm back. I'm looking at you. I don't have the ability to see comments, which makes me sad, but it's all good. So physical wellness. If you want to see some of these earlier videos, you can go to trybean.com/blog. Most of them are already up there and near the top. You can look for Trybean Tuesday and it'll have the topic. So if you want to learn about the relationships or the mindset or the spiritual connection or the financial well-being or this physical wellness will be up there soon, you can do that. And if I can be of any service to you, please let me know. I'm available to coach. Do a lot of executive coaching. I'm available to train. Love going into your office and inspiring and educating while entertaining your people. And I'm fantastic as a keynote speaker. Why? Because I said so. No, because other people have said so. You can disseminate information in an enlightened, entertaining way that people want to bite through a brick wall when you're done. It's good stuff. All right. I'll see you next Tuesday, February 14th, 10 a.m. right here. Have a fantastic week.